Hello.
Hi, welcome
to Point Blank.
Yes.
I'm Amanda.
And I'm Daryl, and with us in studio are three guests. They are Shamila Begum, founder of Big is Gorgeous, a support group for overweight women, and June and Joan, artists from The Amazing Balloon, whom participate in PATH.
That's right, this Point Blank is a follow-up to last week's Social Innovation Park webisode, where we got up close with Elim Chew, the founder of 77th Street, and Kenny Low, founder of the City Harvest Education Centre and the Old School, to find out more about social entrepreneurship in Singapore.
Okay, but before we begin, here's a short clip for those of you whom are just tuning in and wondering what it's all about. Take a look.
What is social innovation in a nutshell?
Social innovation is a process by which paradigms are being shifted for the greater good of society. And that refers to two specific groups of people who are really acting in that field. One is the social entrepreneurs who leverage on business models to resolve or to reduce social conflicts, causes, for example, integrating the marginalized group and making sure that poverty issues are being addressed adequately via a hands-up method and not a hand-out method. And there is another group, which is the innovators themselves, who are making these changes. And the innovators here I refer to are the technological innovators. They could also be the supply or demand chain, value chain innovators, or they could quite simply be the bio-life sciences innovators. The rules of the games are a little bit different. It can be a lot more inclusive, because where we are today, we operate by a certain set of rules, which I think has done very, very well for perhaps the top 20% of the world in terms of population. But the rest of the 80% of the world doesn't exist very well in this particular set of rules. So take, for example, if you're right-handed and I say you can only use your left hand. If you use fork and spoon and I say you can only use chopsticks now to, take your meals, what would happen? I think we would be immediately disabled. We would be immediately marginalized. So how do we change the set of the rules so that we can now also encompass a larger group of people? And this doesn't necessarily mean that we have to change everything, but rather small tweaks in the current systems that can bring in a much bigger group and have a more inclusive setup. So that is on the education part. On the empowerment part, what we try to do, therefore, is to have incubation for social entrepreneurs and innovator wannabes. And by this, we have set up this thing called PATH, which is Pop and Talent Hub. So we have set up Pop and Talent Hub, and we link up all our artists who are usually from the marginalized sector. But the idea is not just for them to become artists to sell their crafts at the PATH market, which is at VivoCity, but rather it becomes a platform for them to speak about their form of special ability, which we commonly call disability. And on top of that, for them to mainstream themselves, learn how to talk to the clients, the consumers who are the normal population, so that they can then also learn that they are part of the mainstream and they can be part of the mainstream. Many of them, when they first started, the first thing they said is, for example, from the Hard of Hearing and Deaf Association, they said, we can't even understand or hear what our consumers are saying. And our consumers don't understand our sign languages. How are we ever going to communicate with them, let alone explain their crafts? And we said to them, well, we'll put in a volunteer. We'll put in someone who will help you with the display, with the procurement, with the entire works of things. All that we are saying is that you are just as able as anyone else. So come forward, step in front of the counter, not hide behind the counter, and start to communicate, start to be proud of yourself, and start to uplift your dignity level. Because it is about dignity level. If people feel a sense of dignity, they will then want to do something for themselves. When they want to do something for themselves and they get small little achievements, they will realize that they can be empowered and they can then go on to infect their family, who will then start to look at them from a very different light. From that of, oh, you're going to be a social burden to us, to that of, wow, you're now bringing home the bacon, And I think it's from there that you will see small parts of these paradigms being changed. And the larger part is, of course, society might then see them as able, special talent, rather than the disabled and marginalized group.
Do you have any, parting words for aspiring social innovators, entrepreneurs?
The seemingly impossible is possible. Pursue your passion. Because passion is love in action. Don't give up.
Well,
That's a good shot of the
Yep.
helmet there, which is actually a seesaw.
yeah. Very interesting stuff, Well, Razor TV is supporting social entrepreneurship in a big way, and that's why we're doing this show. But
Yay!
Yay!
Okay, let's find out a bit more about the guests.
That's right. As you can see, you have so many colorful balloons here. So maybe June, can you tell us a bit about your background? How do you get started in this?
Okay, when my son was 3+, and he was having a birthday party, and my niece brought in some balloons, and I saw, wow, how come just a piece of a long balloon like this can we can actually twist them into such wonderful creations. So that was how I got started. And I asked my niece, can you teach me? Well, she couldn't really teach me that much. But after that, when I actually looked into the package of this balloon called the brand Qualitex, I actually found their website. And I went into it and I rang up America and I asked them.
Very proactive
Yeah,
of you.
I actually went inside, and because there were very few twisters at that time, I actually got the ASEAN, the manager for our ASEAN country, and she told me that I could actually attend seminars, and I was so happy. Yeah, and it was through these seminars that I got to know a lot more people.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it got better and better. The designs were really amazing. I think
As
that's how we
you
got our
can
name.
tell.
Yes, this is a handbag.
So I just couldn't stop. From the day I started up to now,
Yeah.
non-stop.
So did you take long to master the skill?
In the beginning, yes. Started off with single balloon designs, and after that it was, in fact now I can even create my own designs.
Wow, so how was the response like when you first started this?
What do you mean by response?
How are people receptive to it? Like you do balloons for
they love
parties?
it.
For
Yes, they love it. And for me, in the beginning, it was by word of mouth. I actually help out with my church fun fair, St. Mary of the Angels. And there, by word of mouth, people got to know me. And I went from party to party. And then I also volunteered for Children's Cancer Foundation. I'm actually an entertainer at the NUH and KK Hospital. I visit the wards. And then I also started taking up magic.
Wow.
So magician and balloon
Artist.
minstrel.
So what about you, Joan? How was your experience like?
How did you first start? How did you hear it from word of mouth?
I'm a nurse in the hospital, so I try all type of crafts, but I find that the balloon appeal a lot to the kids. I was in the pediatric ward,
Yeah.
so each time they need to go for their blood test and all that, I will just go in and twist a few balloons and give it to them and cheer them up.
So while they're looking at the balloons, then they'll be like, "Oh, not painful, is it?"
Yeah. Also, the hospital raise funds for certain moral homes and things, so we participate by selling balloons, and so that's how I started. And I bought the balloons, and my daughter told me that all she heard was pop, pop, pop the whole day, and the pop, pop, pop now is less popping. Now you can just twist, you can gauge how much you need. So it's less popping, but with increased repertoire.
Okay,
You know,
so
from
how did you
simple
guys
down.
meet though?
Me
Were you fellow balloon minstrels? Then you see each other on the road, then you'll be like, "Oh
We
yeah."
met in a seminar. Oh
No.
we were doing our mentor.
Sentosa Balloon Head Festival. Yeah.
How many years ago was that?
I think it was in the year 2004, if I'm not wrong.
Right.
Actually, it was
So that's
this
how we
guy
met.
called David from Balloon Baron.
Yeah, he's our
He
mentor.
brought us there together.
He's our vendor actually for balloons. So he will gather all of us there, and then we meet. We each take a school. We went to teach the children, and they all participate in the balloon hats, and they got into the book of Guinness, right? The Guinness book
Guinness
of records for having the most balloon hats.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Right.
Okay. Let's not forsake Shamila, who's sitting over here.
Right.
And Shamila, tell us a brief background about yourself.
Okay, a brief background is I used to be a makeup artist. I'm an entertainer. I'm a teacher. Yes, and then what else can I say? I'm everything. I wear so many hats like this.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm a belly dancer.
Yes. Okay, so what motivated you to get started on? Okay, how did Big start?
Okay, how does Big get started? It's because being a plus size lady myself, I face a lot of challenges here, such as finding nice clothes, getting the right jobs, because I experienced an employer ever told me that, we don't dare to employ ladies who are that big because we thought that they are slow and lazy.
Are you serious?
I'm not kidding you. These are, and you will hear a lot of other horror stories that when all the other big girls sit down and and the whole thing about in Singapore is like when you are big, you are plus size, you are being seen as a second class citizen here. Whereas in certain countries, if you look like in Mexico, in Greece, in Africa, plus size women are being put on pedestal. They are being appreciated. Yeah, so I was thinking, look, there should be a balance here as well. I mean, women of whatever sizes should be treated equally, should be seen as beauty as well, So I didn't like what the media was saying, and all that,
Because a lot of magazines we do read have all these like really tan, really skinny women with like angular features and flawless skin, which is not true.
Exactly. See, and I'm sick and tired of like seeing women around me like so obsessed with their weight issues, spending tons of money, and then get into depression and all that. And it's sad to see like my other I call them my sisters, the other big ladies, right? Going into depression because of weight issues, and they feel that they can't do anything. They think that only when I reach that right weight or I'm slim as everyone else, then life begins, you see. So I decided that I want to start something to tell these women, life starts now. Whatever size you are, until you work towards that healthy BMI, and it starts now, not when then you get so depressed. And what if it never reached to that stage? You see?
And some are actually more genetics where it plays a part, right?
That's right. Yeah. So I decided that I should come up with something, that to make all these women feel good. The whole idea about Big is Gorgeous is not about encouraging women to grow bigger or tell them you can only stay big, you cannot lose weight. The whole idea is be comfortable, be happy with yourself, make sure that you're healthy, you take charge of your life. All right. So like I said, I face a lot of challenges. Like I love to dance. Okay? And I think dancing is one of the best form of exercise for ladies, and belly dancing is one of the best because it's very natural.
So clubs are actually very healthy places because all the people are dancing away.
So I actually brought some of my girlfriends who are plus size like me to go to dance class and all that. But what happens at the minute a lot of ladies see us like, oh, you're so big, can you dance? Like, they start to. So a lot of my other friends are not that strong enough as me. Like for me, why don't you? Why do I prove it to you? I might be a better dancer, that kind of thing. So I realized that they need a lot of help, but they became so insecure. So they need things like good place to exercise, good place where they can go and look good. Need to find the nice clothes that is affordable and really stylish. You see, people always say that plus size ladies have got no sense of fashion. In the first place, the fashion out there doesn't make sense. How are you going to make us, so that's why I set up this one-stop center, that we have a boutique that have boutique that sells plus size clothes, trendy and affordable price. We have a dance studio there that teaches them belly dance. We even teach them salsa because we want to encourage them to go out and dance with their partners, and and then we have a makeover place where when they want to go out, we doll them up, you see, so they become confident all over again.
Okay, so what was the reception like when you first started? Like, I mean, among your sisters and all that.
Okay. When I first started this idea, I never seen it as a business idea. I was doing it more as a volunteer, helping them, until one day I was decided to do a showcase in one of the CCs because I was a grassroots there, right? So I needed a lady MP actually to come down and just see what I'm doing, and it was a crazy idea, but I don't know who. But because what happened is that Miss Penny Low, the founder of SIP, she actually, I used to help her in the volunteer work for her Meet the People session. That's how I got to know her, right? So one day I decided to email her and said, "Hi, Miss Low, I have this event, I was like, how crazy can I be emailing to an MP and asking, would you like to come and grace this occasion and just support these women, And let me tell you, within the next 2 hours, I got an email back from her, and she said, "Hi, Shamila, this is a great idea. Do you know that you're a social entrepreneur?" And I went like, "What?" I never heard words like that. That's too big for me to even understand. I don't have a business background, not a business person, right? So he said, "Okay, why don't we arrange for a dinner or something? Let's discuss about what you are doing." So she sent her SIP sent their representative, and they gave me a crash course
on social entrepreneurship.
on social entrepreneur.
How long ago was that?
That was like a year back, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly about a year back, because I remember that when I incorporated Big is Gorgeous, it was like about the same time as them. So what happened? They gave me they really educate me. They injected that flame in me, and now I'm just to be
not just the bottom line, but also to help people.
And I went like, wow, social entrepreneur, wow. and it's like they were telling me about the kind of support that they could give and what I can do, because Miss Low was telling me that over the emails that, you see, if you're doing it just as a volunteer, you can only help a handful, but if you turn it into a business, you can help the rest. Many more, is it?
Right.
Yeah. So that was something that was it was amazing. It was like through SIP, through Miss Low and the group. I was being educated about how to be. Now they have turned me into a businesswoman. That I'm fierce now. I'm fearless.
So you go into meetings and you belly dance your way to victory.
Yes. I have. Let me tell you, I have no background about business. I know nothing about business plan. I can't even read a business plan and everything, but that courage that they put in me, and the support, like someone from Miss Low who told me that it's a good idea, it's a great idea, even if the rest of the world told me that it was a crazy idea when I wanted to start, but words like someone from Miss Low and SIP who believes in me keeps me going. Even though I was faced with so many challenges.
Bravo.
Very good.
Wow, very inspiring.
Yeah.
Bravo,
Sorry.
bravo.
Yeah, we just ask you. So you have started this business of Amazing Balloon and all that, right? So how has it affected you as a person? Like, I mean, you are helping others as well, right? So has that impacted your life in any way?
Maybe Joan can answer that.
Okay.
She's the founder of the stall.
Okay, as she moves it away to Joan, we're going to ask Joan.
Okay, you're going to ask me how I started Amazing Balloons. She coined the words, of course, after we both was brainstorming what name we should give to the store.
And you guys look like balloons. They're quite amazing.
Those are her words. Anyway, what happened was I just stumbled upon this SIP people. I just walked into Vivo City, my usual stroll from my place, which is very nearby, and I saw children holding balloons. So I said, "Oh, I love to make balloons. Why don't I just go there and twist a few balloons?" And I met this gentleman, Ching San. He's the original, holder of this stall. So he said, "Okay, we welcome you." So I made a lot of.
Oh, just so easy. You just go there and you say, "I want to twist some balloons."
That's right. And I brought my balloons and palms.
Oh,
and I
okay,
made all
okay.
my sculptures. And I think it was quite good, the sales. So whenever there's a stall, when the Path Market opens in the beginning and the end of the month, and if I do have time, I pass by, I give them a few help. Let's go there and do some sculptures. And after a few times, Denise approached me whether I would like to, because Ching San has good plans. I think his career path is moving. He has to travel. He won't be able to take care of the balloon stall. So we took over. So I took over the store and I roped in my friend. I said, "Why don't we all take it as a jam? We help each other. You teach me, I teach you." And that's
sort of like collaborative effort.
Right. And that was how we grow. We have grown. We do our own R&D in our bedrooms. And the crowd are fantastic. The parents brought the kids, and the kids look at our design, and some of them are quite regular. And the parents are quite happy spending that money, and the
Yeah.
balloon pops after a while. I have actually asked them for feedback that, every time you come and the balloon pops, so how do you feel about spending this money?
It's just basically money popping away.
You say they don't mind, they're quite happy. It brings a lot of joy in them, take them away from the computer, and some of them wants to learn,
Yep.
and we don't mind if they
So it's
want to have
impacted
workshop.
positively on children,
Yeah,
especially.
like birthday now, instead of having birthday parties, you sculpture, you run a workshop for the kids, and they learn to make those, they are better than us. You'll be surprised. We learn a lot from them because they design like the way they draw their bees. So now I follow their style,
But it's always a learning journey.
Right,
So
it's
we're
a
never
curve.
too.
We take it as a learning curve
Yeah.
for me. For me, I have retired from nursing, but I do part-time nursing. So this is like a good option for me, like a continuation of the process of work. There's a drive for me.
Yep.
There's a drive which keeps me going.
Okay,
Because
more from Joan after the breather. We're gonna pop a few balloons.
Yeah, right.
Right, we'll be
But
right
don't
back.
forget to come back.
Achoo. How about this circle?